Hey, what's up guys, it's Apollo Uchiha here and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm back with a new short movie. The name of the short movie is What If Naruto Had Every Clan's Power. And yeah guys, it is an unscripted movie. Now before continuing this, shout out is due where it is due. Shout out to my boy Shiroz and Nadeem for suggesting this idea. Now stay tuned for a short story on my second channel as well. I know I said this yesterday as well and didn't upload it anything, but I promise you today it will be uploaded. And yeah, I had to run somewhere. It was quite urgent and I'm not going to disclose the matter because it's kind of embarrassing, but yeah, it was quite urgent and I was very sick. So anyways, that's in the past. Let's move forward. And yeah, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to both of my channels. And without any further ado, let's begin with our today's story. Roll the intro. Our story begins on October 10th in nighttime in Konoha, Gakure no Sato. As we go towards the outskirts of the village where we see a huge amount of smoke rising from, to see that an old man was standing there. In his left arm was an infant child with tan skin, 3 whisker marks on each side of his cheek, and blonde hair, and a pair of blue eyes. And on the other side, beneath him, on the ground was the lifeless body of the said child's father, the current Kage, his successor Minato Namikaze, and this old man was none other than Hiruzen Sarutobi. And right now, his ears were ringing. Everything seemed to be numb, and he couldn't make anything out of it, just what has transpired. One moment Minato was alive and okay and said he will take care of this matter. Next moment Kushina comes out of nowhere and both of them get stabbed by the Kyuubi, and he uses the Hakai Fuyin seal from the scroll of sealings. And the Biju is taken care of though, but now both of them are dead, leaving their infant newborn child, now an orphan. As he was finally brought out of his stupor by Kakashi Hatake. Hokage-sama. What? I'm not... Yeah, I guess, he said, looking towards Minato, as Kakashi gave him the hat. Everyone, we will celebrate later, but there are many who have died today. We will plan a grand funeral. Wrap things up here. I will go and deal with the council. Kakashi, walk with me. Hi, Hokage-sama. As both Kakashi and the old man begin to walk. Kakashi, whatever happens tonight, you are to protect Naruto at all cost. Even if you haven't said that, Hokage-sama, I would have done that anyways. Since he's the... I know. Here, I will deal with the council before anything else. Hi, Hokage-sama. As after handing over Naruto to Kakashi, knowing fully well that now Naruto will be safe, he headed towards his main goal, the council. As after arriving there, we see that Hiruzen was quite shooken up. The streets that he walked back towards the Hokage office and the council chamber was filled with cries. Cries of mothers who have lost their children, fathers and mothers searching for children of theirs who haven't been found, and so on. Cries of relief, cries of terror and agony. And even though he was a seasoned shinobi and has seen such sort of events even in his past, right about now, everything seemed to be numb, and he himself couldn't describe this feeling, as he did not even notice when he entered the council chambers. Hiruzen, as he was brought out of his stupor again. Huh? Wait, alright. The meeting is in session. What happened to Minato is dead, and so is Kushina. As everyone looked down. Oh. And what about the said Fugaku? Since he and Minato were close, it was obvious that he knew. Naruto is safe, and he is with Kakashi. Ah, so that is the name of the Jinchuriki, said Danzo, breaking the silence. As Hiruzen looked at him with a frown. Yes, Danzo. Minato entrusted the Kyuubi to Naruto, but he's an infant kid. Is the seal secure? The seal is powered by Shinigami, Homura. If any other being other than that is strong, then let me know who we have made contact with. This made now everyone silent, because even the civilians knew who Shinigami was. And even in a contract the Shinigami they already were aware of, thanks to Minato. Alright, but he is our weapon. Now, even if he is the clan head, which nullifies him and places him as a weapon. Even if we don't have to agree to what Danzo is saying, but yeah, he's technically speaking the truth. Said Hiyashi, what? That is your friend's child who has lost his parents and has become an orphan, and this is what you suggest? Not hand him over his heritage and turn him into a weapon? Well, Hiruzen-sama, said Shikaku, I don't agree with all of them, but no, you should give him his heritage, but he is, as everyone said, to balance out the power as Hashirama-sama did. He is a weapon to the village. It is a harsh, cold reality in which we live in. So that's it then. You all just want him to be a weapon. No. He can enjoy his childhood as an infant and as a normal kid, but when the time comes, he will have to take the responsibilities and be taught by the Anbus. Said Shikaku, as Susan then picked up that Shikaku was taking his side. Because of what has been going on, he was feeling way off, and now they were all suddenly demanding Naruto to be turned into a weapon. It was downright disgusting. What could have their friends said? We of the Uchihas also agreed to that. And us Inuzukas as well. As one by one each of the clan had agreed, and in the end even Hyugas agreed. As the elders were now also agreeing. The other two did, but Danzo was silent, as the civilians also agreed, and the Hiruzen himself also agreed. To one nay, the whole room said yay, and now we see Danzo gritted his teeth. This meeting is adjourned then. We are preparing for a grand funeral for the current Kage and his wife passing away, alongside many of those who have died. Be ready and meet us within 24 hours in the central hall. Hi, you are all dismissed. As Danzo stood there while the rest of them left, I said, dismiss Danzo. You know, Hiruzen, what you did today, even if it was from the goodness of your heart, it is not gonna go anywhere. The kid needs to know the responsibility, and he needs to be trained properly. He is our weapon after all. He is what... Shut up, will you, Danzo? With all due respect. I'm done with this bullshit, okay? I have already told you the decision has been made. Why are you keep pestering me? And besides, have you forgotten Tobirama's senses theory? And Mito-sama's theory? That a Jinchuriki needs emotions, not an emotionless drone like your root, Anbu, to control the Biju, or prevent it from gaining control over one's body. As Danzo was now quiet, because what Hiruzen had spilled out was nothing more than truth facts. He then said, this is not over, as he turned and began to leave, as Hiruzen sighed. This was going to be quite difficult future ahead for Naruto and him. Now we have a time skip. Time skip of 6 years later. It was 6 years later that first Naruto showed any signs of a Kekkei, and not any normal one, but the most strongest and legendary one at that, Mugetan. Naruto, at the age of 6, was playing with his friends, which were clan heads kids, because the clan heads decided that it was normal to just let their kids play with their best friends who had passed away's son. And while doing so, a bunch of Iwa shinobi entered and tried to harm the Hyugas, but in return, Naruto was able to defend his friends by using the wooden spikes, and let's just say Kakashi was there to witness it, and so was every other genin. And once they returned back home, they informed their parents, and another council meeting was called. And the conclusion to that council meeting was Naruto has to take a Kekkei test, and when the results came, it was shocking. 1 week later, we now go towards Konoha's council, as the doctor had already handed over the envelope and left. Alright, Hiruzen, read out the reports. What does the test say? As Hiruzen began to read the reports, his eyes widened. What? How can this be? This is impossible. How? As Hiruzen was shocked, way beyond shocked, as one by one he began to pass the report to each and every one of the person in the room. As the expression of the person who read the report changed, the tension as well as the curiosity in the room grew even further. Everyone wanted to know what the kid holds and what kind of Kekigenkai it holds. And when the report got to them, all the Kekigenkais known to Shinobi world was mentioned there, even from different villages, and they were all marked in check marks, which were green, indicating Naruto had each and every one of them. And this test was cross-test resulted of, well, 18 tests, one after another, confirming even further that this was the truth. Oh, Kage-sama, do you think there is an error in this test? Because the dojutsu section is also filled, but there is a chance of him awakening it. Yes, the Rinnegan, as well as the Byakugan and the Sharingan. All three of the known dojutsus at the time. He has the ability to unlock them and use them to the full potential. This is great news, Hokage-sama. This is, as Danzana stood up, this is groundbreaking. We now have to make him a super soldier Naruto. That Naruto is way too much capable to be laying her off like this, Hiruzen. You have to understand the amount of power that the kid holds. If we help him achieve that power, he will be an unstoppable force, a force that we can use and wreck the other villages. No, he will be a force to be reckoned with, Danzo, not for us to use. Hiruzen, we live in a world in which we should always expect the unexpected, and this was unexpected, I must say that. But this is a blessing in disguise, and we should use it 100% to our advantage. I will think about it. I will have to discuss this with Naruto first. Alright. As first everyone was happy and has returned home, and soon after each and every clan had held their own councils. Some of the councils were quite curious and intrigued with this, but some of them became scared. And amongst them was the Hyugas and none other than the civilians. Now Hyugas had quite a lot of influence. Since the Uchihas were influence was deteriorating, they were the other major clan that was getting the influence, since they were the third founding fathers, except for the Senjus and the Uchihas, as they were afraid of Naruto's ability, an outsider having a Byakugan, and without any intervention. This was never heard of before. They even pushed for planting a seal of the secondary clan on him, which Hiruzen just said fuck off, because he was never a part of a clan and the Jujutsu was still dormant. But that all changed when Neji tried to bully Hinata at the age of 10. He activated his Byakugan while Naruto did his, and Neji was shocked because his Byakugan was much more purer than Hinata, because he could tell. And inside that Byakugan, 3 red tomos appeared on each side with black rings, and this scared everyone because this was unheard of. Naruto was using both the Sharingan and the Byakugan at the same time, meaning he could see and parry and copy even each and every hits of, well, Neji, while also having a 360 field of vision. Now surprisingly enough, one of the Hyuga elders who have set Neji up to do this task was also witnessing this, and he was downright afraid. So, now we go towards a council chamber, where Naruto has beaten Neji and Neji was hospitalized now for self-defense. As the whole council was gathered, as Hiyashi was blurting out left and right nonsense that Naruto should be kept, well, inside, and he's dangerous in that. And I am saying this to you, my Anbus were there, and they have witnessed an elder and Neji arrived there. An elder saying something to Neji, and Neji then went on his way to bully your daughter, which Naruto saved. Regardless of that kid, he's not normal. It is not normal to have every Kagegenkai in the world and Dojutsu. That power is scary. So much scary. What if he turns against us once he find out about his parents? Think about it. That won't happen because Naruto is a smart kid, and once the time comes, once he becomes a Genin, which will be in a few years, I will reveal everything to him, myself, and sign our death warrants away, Hokage-sama. With all due respect, we do not trust these words of yours any longer because we feel threatened. The only thing I see here, Shikaku said, threaten, is the Hyugas will lose their power, their integrity. The one thing that they were feared of, and if Naruto is able to pass down these genes, We all are pretty much done for. If anything, we should help out the kid, not just hide away the plain fact that he has our abilities. It was blessed to him by the gods. Who are we to judge him like that? As many of them agreed, but when you admit that, the abilities are quite scary, and to be honest, us Inuzukas, we are only tracking clan, and yeah, if he's able to replace us, I don't know. We're gonna run out of jobs. But then again, he's a single person. How much he can do in the end? We all have our limits. That is correct, said Inuichi. Even if some of the clans are quite tense after what has happened, it is still not confirmed that he's a threat to us and all. What do you mean, Inuichi? That is what you all are trying to say with sugarcoat words. You all feel threatened. And the elders, more like it, feel threatened by, well, his presence. So it is bound to happen. Yeah, I guess you're right. So what now? Now we wait. As 2 more years later, now we see Naruto was at the age of 12. Another incident arose. Ino Yamanaka tried to do something sort of a prank to Naruto, reading his memories, only for Naruto to copy the jutsu and do it back, and then retell the embarrassing story. Inuichi was not pleased with this, but he was much more angry at his daughter than anything, because it was her in the end who initiated the stuff and even went as far as to use a jutsu on a civilian, which was against the clan rules. But the clan, now they were scared and they didn't want anything to do with Naruto. And to add cherry on the top, Naruto found a wolf, a black wolf, which was the most ferocious of the canines and quite the rare breed, and was able to make a pact with it, just like the Inuzuka clan. And now Naruto could even understand the language of the wolves. Now this was getting way out of hand and ridiculous downright. Naruto would go to Ninja Academy with the wolf, and the wolf wouldn't do anything and listen to him. He would hunt for his own food though. Whenever Naruto tried to feed him something, he wouldn't just eat it. He was too prideful to do that. Naruto named him Theo after that, and both of them were now completely synchronized, as Inuzuka, well, Tazumi said. But some of the minor clan heads from within the Inuzuka clan, since it was distributed in sectors, were not happy with that at all. This kid just took away their life worth of hard work and their ancestors, and they were pissed about it. And now we see a council meeting was called, as many of the clan heads shared their clan's worries and all that. In short, it was summarized. So he pretty much has given up on him, even if you know that it is not his fault completely. Yes, Hokage-sama. I think all of them have, and my clan is now starting to push me as well, but I just said to them it's just a drag, and they understood instantly. But we have decided to go on another route, said Shikaku. I have some scrolls for the kid. Since he can use the shadow possession technique, how about I hand these over to him to teach him some minor jutsus, and help him along the way to learn the hand seals to do these so he can develop his own in the future. Now that is quite interesting. Why can't you all be like that? I have already shared with him Madara-sama's jutsus, and not only that, surprisingly enough, his old gunpei was able to lift it by him, which none of us Uchihas were able to do so. I have sent Tsunade a letter, and she has ordered me to hand over some of the Senju scrolls to Naruto as well. And so does his godfather, Jiraiya has. And Naruto is going to beginning to learn how to use many of those jutsus. As this was going on, Yashi then stood up. Please stop this nonsense. Can't you understand that we as other clans also feel afraid? What if he's... I know what you feel, Hiyashi. And to be honest, I don't care. He's just a kid who was blessed, and you have nothing to afraid of him. You are a fucking whole clan. Naruto is just a one human. There is a limit of how much he can do. As Naruto then arrived there, sorry, I'm not disturbing anything, am I? Hey Gigi, this is a scroll that you gave me, remember? I memorized all of them, thanks to my Sharingan. Thank you, Fukaku-sama, for the jutsu and helping me unlock this. And yeah, this one is a shadow clone. Yeah, I copied that as well, sorry. How much shadow clones have you made? I don't know, maybe 1,000? Maybe? They're all doing different exercises and trainings in a bunch of numbers. Everything is going as planned, and I'm becoming quite strong. Soon enough, I'll be able to protect this village and become the next Hokage. Anyway, bye, Bo says hi, as the clone poofed away after handing the scrolls. See? 1,000 scrolls, and you said that there's a limit. And he's just beginning to learn. 1,000 clones, Hokage-sama. An army of himself in the future. So what do you want me to do? We of the clans have decided to banish him for the village since he is too much powerful. Wait, what? Said Danzo and Hiruzen at the same time. You can't just banish someone because of, well, their powers. Oh yes, we can. The kid is way too much powerful, and we doubt that any other village will take him in. So, it's just a matter of time that he becomes a nuisance here anyway. For his own sake, and for the sake that he was the son of our best friends Minato and Kushina, and our previous Kage, we allow him to let him live and without any seals to leave this place. You know, that is not quite good, but yeah, I guess where you're coming from. My clan has been downright pressuring me, and so has been Nino and my wife. So I guess I agree with him, said Inoichi. And Choza then said, I don't agree with them, but the kid is a beast of his own, and as Shikaku said, if anything, I disagreed that. We need him. As one by one, even the civilians then said that he was too overpowered, seeing that the clan heads were not agreeing. 80% clan heads disagreed that Naruto should stay here, and amongst them was Tazumi and the others, while Fugaku, Aburame clan, as well as Akamichi clan and Nara clan, they were the only 4 clans that agreed that Naruto should stay, while everyone disagreed and told Hiruzen to banish him. 2 of the elders also decided to do so, to appease the clans. And Danzo then had an idea and he agreed too. And the civilians? This was a shinobi matter, so they stayed outside now. What up, sons of bitches. When it was in the favor of them, they would have jumped in of the opportunity, but now they stayed away because they were conflicted. As Hiruzen said, it has been decided then. 80% have said to banish him, and he will be do so. As Naruto was called and brought inside the Hokage office, and he was announced that he was banished by none other than Hiyashi Yuga. What? But why? What did I do wrong? The answer is you did nothing wrong, kid. Then why? You're just too strong. And for your own good, you have been a hindrance to all of us. Don't you see that we of the clans who have different abilities, unique characteristics from the others, feel threatened because of your presence, because you have each and everything handed over to you in a silver platter? I didn't ask for this. I just have this, and I'm grateful that I do. You shouldn't be. This is a curse from gods. Should have known that Shinigami wouldn't bless anyone. Anyway, you're henceforth banished. You have 2 hours, kids. Pack your stuff and leave. But where am I gonna go? That's not concern of us. For all we care, you may go as die and join your parents. That would be the best. Now this hit Naruto home, as Naruto's eyes were covered by his hair as he nodded and left. As Naruto, unknown to them, was bleeding from the side of his eyes. What happened today was quite traumatic. First he finds out that he's an orphan. Second he finds out from scrolls that he is the son of Minato and Kushina. And now this? His own beloved Gigi didn't say anything, and the villagers that he trusted and loved and looked up to all banished him? Those eyes then morphed into something else. Ripples formed in his eyes of rings in which Tomos appeared, and his eyes were purple now. As now we see Naruto standing there in front of his parents' grave, Hiyashi's words ringing through his eyes, and a voice from within then said, "Do it, kid. You know you want to. I will not use your powers, but you have the power of the Ninshu, the sage within you. Use it then. Use it to revive them." As Naruto then made a hand seal, summoning Jutsu, King of Hell, as a huge statue appeared from behind Naruto, as its mouth opened and 2 souls were literally sended into the coffins that were in front of Naruto that Naruto has dug out from its mouth as the statue disappeared. The coffin busted out, and out came Minato and Kushina, as he looked at Naruto, who was standing there. What happened? Naruto? Is that you? As after noticing that it was his son standing there, he said this as Naruto nodded with tearful eyes. And after telling them what happened, the other clans had also arrived there. As he looked at his eyes, the Rinnegan. As Naruto then said, "Get away from me!" As a huge chakra burst was coming out of him, and everyone was sent flying back. "Naruto, what are you doing? These friends of yours banished me," said Naruto after Minato said that they were comrades and friends of his. "What? No, Naruto, there must be an misunderstanding. They wouldn't do that. They all knew who you were." "Oh, they do. Dojan, I have each and every one of their abilities in Genkai's turns out." As Hiashi tried to move to stop Naruto from telling the truth to his friends, Naruto says, "Stay away." As from the side, a huge log appeared and punched him in the guts, sending him flying to the other side. That man over there, he was the culprit behind that all. As Naruto's wolf arrived there, Theo, and he began to growl at them as well, keeping Kurimaru at line, because he was the superior race from Kurimaru. As now we see, Naruto spilled the truth, and Kushina and Minato looked at them. "So this is the truth, huh? Did all of you did this? And you, of all people, agreed, Hokage-sama?" "Yes, it was a shinobi matter, and 80% of them said. And they have agreed. Even if I try to, I can't do anything." "Alright then. Kushina, first off, what you're gonna do is, at the sunset, we're gonna leave after packing our stuff. This village, it doesn't deserve us and our family." As now we see Naruto began to leave after gathering his stuff with his family, and everyone was not happy after that. The villagers were alerted of what has happened, and they were hopeful that Naruto with his powers could bring one of their back, earning the trust of the people even further. But now it was too late. The people were not happy with the clan heads, and even downright now threatened them whenever they were in front of them to buy stuff. Ones who were respected in the streets of Konoha were now spat upon, mainly the Yugas. They were so far gone now that they were downright threatened to leave the shop in an instant. Karma was a bitch, and it has a way to find its way back to the one who done bad deeds. And as for Danzo, his plan to neutralize Naruto was now out of the window because Minato and Kushina first of all were revived, and Naruto turns out to be much more stronger than he anticipated. While Naruto, Minato and Kushina left, a few figures were watching over them. My oh my, another Rinnegan user. And not only that, he knows how to use his abilities. At least they are weakened right now. As now we see the said person disappear into the ground and appear in Amegakure, a village hidden in the rains. It was quite weird for a village, but it was still some, because the people that moved had a similar rhythm to moving, no matter who they were. Turns out they were nothing more than puppets. At first glance, everyone could be fooled, but they were just puppets being controlled by a person whose strings were attached to him. Sasori of the Red Sand. And these people wore black cloaks with red clouds. As now we see all of them were gathered in an underground base or something. So Zetsu, have you found anything interesting in Konoha? Turns out Naruto Uzumaki has the Rinnegan awakened, and has a few of the jutsus that he used on his own. Oh, but this place is not big enough for two of the gods. We must clash, and our battle will be legendary. And any news? The Yellow Flash and the Red Death have been revived by him. Oh, I see. And the villagers banished him. This is not good. Not good at all. Alright, we'll see what we can do. Just continue on to, monitor him. As now we see 2 years. 2 years passed and Naruto was already in Bingo Book alongside his parents. They were called a Triple Trouble as their team suggested, but they were bounty hunters and mercenaries, and whenever they were signed, they got the job done. And their ranks were triple S rank now because Naruto's abilities were beyond anything, Even Minato at one point was jealous, but he was happy that it was his son who was this going far ahead, and he was happy for him. Even going as far as to, well, taking missions from Eva itself. Whenever they tried to send him on that old mission, Naruto was there to save him. And Naruto would get agitated by this behavior continuously, but in the end, it didn't matter because Kurtsuchi was there. Whenever he went to meet that old coot who wanted to, well, kill his father and him because of stealing and stealing the heart of his granddaughter. Well, Naruto was able to swoon his way into Kurtsuchi's heart. Nor could be much said about his father and Oniki. And as for the rest of the Eva, they were just quite surprised when, well, these mercenary groups were hired, their own enemies. Naruto then did a good thing for them though. He healed most of the people. It was a healing path that was the hidden path that each and every Rinnegan had. Naruto's was healing, which was quite rare. So rare that even the sage himself said so that he didn't got this path. But Naruto was happy that he did, and was able to use and cure each and every disease from within the village, earning the trust. And moving on, Naruto didn't only take alongside his family missions from Eva, they also took from Kiri, helped out in their civil war, and made Maitsumi the next Mizukage, as well as other villages. And to be honest, they now completely trusted them, and even Eva. They were able to buy a house that the daimyo presented them to buy near land of Iron country, and they resided there now. As now we see Naruto, who was resting, he was being poked. As Naruto opened up his eyes, do not do this. Oh, wait, as Naruto instantly then jumped to the other side. Wait, what? Fool? What are you doing here? And how did you get in my room? I placed a lot of seals. You silly. I came through the window, but it's too high. Remember, I have wings. Oh, how can I forget? Fu was a girl who was rescued from Taki because she was not treated there well, and Naruto couldn't just bear with that. A person who bears the same burden as him and was facing an discrimination because of it against her will, Naruto had to save her, and here she was. As then she said, I'm not alone here. Both of them are here as well, yo, said Huge Tony in a cold demeanor, and Kurtsuchi then said, took you long enough, you idiot, with a smirk. Wait, what? What are you all doing here? You forgot, today's October 10th, your birthday. Oh, yeah. So you're here for, yes, here for the birthday and some scrolls from our Kages to deliver. Why don't your parents read them? And Kushina dashed outside with a scroll clutched in her hand. Naruto, we have a problem. As now we see all of them sitting in the, well, breakfast table. Wait, so let me get this straight. After understanding the whole situation, Naruto said, I have to either pick any one of you or have to go with all of you to marry so we can all retain a political alliance. Yes, said all of them in unison. But fool, I thought that you... Well, I'm with now Mizu because they don't have any Jinchuriki, remember? So I represent Mizu now. Oh, I see. So that is why you told me that you would remain with me. Yep. Alright. Fine, I guess I will go with Eeny, Meeny, Miny, Mo then. As Naruto was bonked on the head by the three of them. No, you're going with the third option. As Naruto passed out with a blush on his face. And that is when we see, in a puff of smoke, Jiraiya arrived. Did someone say harem? Ugh. Of all the people you had to arrive now, Naruto said. Kid, you just landed in a position in which we all will kill to have. As Jiraiya then grabbed him. As huge amount of veins were coming out of his face as there was huge tick marks. Do not decline, brat. You hear me? Do it for your sensei. Do it for your godfather. Do it for all those idiots out there who want the same thing as me. Do it for the phantom of Uchiha tactics. Do it for the... But before he could finish, he was knocked out cold by Kushina. And then the girls joined into a beating. And after beating Jiraiya to the inch of his life, we see the four of them then said, well, I'm happy to know that my Well, daughter-in-laws are quite strong. As Naruto passed out again, literally this time foaming from his mouth. Honey, I think you broke him. As everyone was laughing at this. Naruto's life was just a turn and twists of spirals, upwards and downwards. But Naruto was all for it. He has been enjoying his life way much more since he left Konoha. And talking about Konoha, things haven't been going way too much well since then. The village has lost, well, all of the contracts because they have expired, and we're not able to establish the newer ones because of their, well, aggressiveness. All those who were there were leaving, as if by karma. And they all blame this on Naruto for some reason. When, well, more than likely Hiyashi did so. While the others just had to admit their defeat that it was them who they should blame themselves because of their aggressiveness, and even Hiruzen agreed, but Hiyashi wasn't buying any of it. So, now we see him sitting inside the clan house. Damn it! Why can't they understand it's that brat's fault? So what do you want me to do, uncle? Go and find that brat and kill him. Neji, I'm leaving this job to you. It will be done. I will humiliate him and kill him and present his head to you in a silver platter, uncle. As now we see, a few weeks passed after that conversation with Neji and Hiyashi, and Naruto was found bathing in a lake when Neji arrived, only for Naruto to defeat him swiftly and interrogate him, and Neji was then killed off, and his own head was sent there. A declaration of war was raised by Hiyashi after finding out what has happened, but before he could do anything, Naruto himself arrived there and declared war on them before leaving. Now the tension was so high that the Akatsuki were way too much intrigued. As Naruto was going behind his parents, everyone's back to raise war on Konoha with the Hyuga clan. And on the decided date and time, Naruto was standing there alone, and he caused havoc. Wherever he went, whichever thing his hand touched turned into nothing more than dust. Even his wolf was there, tearing down apart whoever he commanded. No matter what they did, Naruto's and Kyuubi's chakra was powering the wolf, so it was pretty much a one-sided battle. And in the end, Naruto defeated Hiyashi by piercing straight through his heart, killing him in front of his own daughters who attacked him, only for their necks to be twisted and broken. As it began to rain, the whole village gathered around, and even Hiruzen, Naruto, you just murdered. I know I pulled the Itachi on all of you, but the only difference is that I did this with Hyugas. They declared a war on me, and it was a battle between them and I. You know this goes against the code of Konoha, and you have just turned traitor to us. And was I ever a part of this village? And by the way, Naruto made a hand seal. Kai, as the seals of Uzumaki's begin to disappear. What have you done, Naruto? The Uzumaki scrolls have been erased. All of them, even the copies. It was within the jutsu that the code was written. The hand seals were. And the protection markings made by the Uzumakis on the outer walls have been removed. Henceforth, breaking the contract between the Uzumakis and this village once and for all. We are no longer allies, as Naruto disappeared in a flash of blue. That was that writing, right? Yes. It was our technique, the second Hokage's. No, it was Mito-sama who developed it though. As Danzo gritted his teeth. Now on the other side, the Akatsuki was downright worried. Naruto just abolished a whole clan on his own, and within mere hours, 2 to 3 hours, and the whole clan was turned into nothing more than dust. No one was able to survive. Naruto even allowed them to leave who wanted to leave. A few of the kids and the elders decided to leave, but those who stayed, they all perished. As now we see, Konoha couldn't do anything because it was a declaration from the Hyugas, and the Hyugas had paid the price. But some of the Akatsuki members were still hellbent, like Tobi or Madara and Pain, that they could do this. And when the Akatsuki attacked Naruto while he was training on his own, let's just say it didn't go very well, and Naruto used the Chibaku Tensei on all of them to send them into space, sealing them away completely off from this world. Even Itachi Uchiha couldn't escape. Now we see Naruto at the age of 16, as he was getting close to the age of marriage and his time was almost up as a bachelor, as he was sitting with Jiraiya and his father in his mansion that he has bought himself, as Jiraiya has heard what has happened and have completely defected from Konoha as well. So, any news from, Konoha? Said Minato, as Naruto flinched. Yeah, Konoha is no longer a shinobi village now, and it has dissolved into a civilian one. All the shinobi forces, well, they're pretty much scattered now around the globe. So, pretty much you can say Konoha's days as a shinobi in the most powerful village in the elemental nation is over. There's nothing that remains of it now, other than the stories and myths. Well, serves them right, don't you think? Naruto said, as everyone nodded. But in a few weeks, you'll be getting married. Lucky bastard. You know, Naruto, do not break anyone's heart. Why, Dad? Why would you think I would do something so horrible? Because they will break each and every bone in your body if you do. I only married your mother, and I have tasted firsthand what it feels like to, have your own heart almost ripped out from your asshole. It doesn't feel good. As both of the other males felt chills run down their spine. Yeah, I guess you're right. I think I do need lessons there, Sonny. Father, both of you. As after that, both of them just chuckled and agreed, while Naruto was sweating bullets. And as for Theo, he was just sitting and basking in the sunlight while enjoying this. Oh, and eating Danzo's skull, because he ripped him apart and hunted him. As this is where I'm going to be leaving this story off, guys. I hope you like this one, and if you do, then make sure you leave a like and subscribe to our channel if you like the content of this channel, and stay tuned for a short story on my second channel as well. And yeah, this was quite a deviant story that I made from the original plot. It has been a long time since I've been following the plot and haven't gone off script from the canon story. It was quite fun to do so. Anyways, this is Apollo Uchiha, and I'm signing off for the day. Peace!